Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, today I rise to sponsor and seek your support for the passage of Senate Bill number 2407 under Committee Report number 311, which amends Section 27B of the National Internal Revenue Code. Not long ago, this chamber passed the CREATE law, a measure that serves as our fulfillment to the overdue reforms in the country's corporate income tax and fiscal incentive system. In particular, CREATE provided reprieve to proprietary educational institutions in the country by lowering their 10% preferential rate, tax rate to 1% for a period of 3 years, specifically from July 1, 2020 until June 30, 2023. This was made in keeping with our desire to provide support for our educational sector, which has been severely burdened by the disruptions caused by the pandemic. This sector continues to need as much assistance and resources as it can get in order to continue delivering quality education to Filipino learners. Meanwhile, on April 8, 2021, the BIR issued Revenue Regulation Number 5, 2021, which specifically stated that only nonprofit proprietary educational institution can avail of the preferential tax rate under CREATE, basing this on Supreme Court decisions. This then prompted the filing of Senate Bill 2272 by Senator Sonny Angara, which sought to clarify the issue. During our hearing held on June 30, 2021, my fellow legislators and I asked the DOF to suspend the implementation of the BIR revenue regulation in order to avoid its impending ill effects on the for-profit private schools. In response, the BOF, through its letter to the Senate dated 21 July 2021, even suspending the relevant provisions of BIR's Revenue Regulation Number 5, 2021. As a result, the Bureau issued Revenue Regular Income Tax. So this committee report effectively clarifies that the preferential tax rate of 10% under the NIRC, which was lowered by the CREATE Act to 1% from July 1, 2020 until June 30, 2023, applies to all private schools, putting an end to the debates as to whether for-profit private schools were covered or not. Private schools are the government's partners in education. This partnership is even more crucial today as our nation deals with the COVID-19 pandemic, which has disrupted our educational systems and the formal learning of our current generation of students. Thank you, Mr. President.
President may also recognize the co-sponsor of the measure, a distinguished colleague from the province of Aurora, no other than Senator Sonny Angara.
Senator Angara is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, dear Majority Leader, for giving this bill at its time. Mr. President, it is an honor to co-sponsor Senate Bill 2407 under Committee Report 311 on this bill, which clarifies Section 27B of the National Internal Revenue Code to finally lay to rest a taxation issue that has threatened to close down many from a sector that is most important to our future prosperity and well-being as a nation, our schools. We are deeply thankful to Ways and Means Committee Chair, Senator Pia Cayetano, for acting swiftly and decisively on this matter and showing her deep commitment to our schools and to the cause of education, not only because she and Senate President pro tempore Ralph Recto authored that very important incentive for schools, 1% tax for 3 years under the CREATE law. We thank them for that. And we also thank the majority of our colleagues, Senate President pro temp Recto, Higher Education Chair Senator Villanueva, Basic Education Chair Senator Win Gatchalian, Senator Gordon, Majority Leader Zubiri, of course, Senator Grace Poe, Senator Nancy Binay, Senator De Lima, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Senator Manny Pacquiao, Senator Bong Revilla, Senator Cynthia Villar, who together comprise more than a majority of the chamber, Mr. President, who have co-authored this measure. We thank them very much for their commitment. And I will just cut our speech short because the chair has explained it's a very simple bill and it works very simply. Just to put on record that since face-to-face classes have been prohibited for the last 18 months or so due to the pandemic, many private schools have suffered an unprecedented setback, and now many find themselves on the brink. According to COCOPEA, or the Coordinating Council of Private Educational Associations, marami pong private basic education schools ang nagsitigil ng kanilang mga operasyon. Possibly numbering as many as 900 po yung nagsara. And ayon din po sa PACU, or Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities, higit sa 50% sa mga paaralan na rumisponde ang nagsabi dito sa kanilang survey na sinagawa itong nakaraang Abril, na bumaba po ang enrollment between 10 to 50% for school year 2020 to 2021 kumpara sa nakaraang taon. At ngayon po na nagsisimula na po yung ating mga klase, Mr. President, ayon naman po sa datos na 2 milyon ang dami or total ng mga nag-enroll sa mga pribadong paaralan mula po sa 4.3 million na private school enrollees bago nagpandemya. This is more than half a decimation, Mr. President. Higit sa kalahati, 53% ang pagbaba ng kanilang enrollment. Kung ang private school enrollment bago ng pandemya ay 15% ng total enrollment, itong 2021 to 2022, ito ay 7% na lang po. Isipin po natin, Mr. President, na bago po sumiklab ang pandemya, naghihirap na po ang ating mga private schools dahil sa mga pagbabago ng ating sistema. Very wide-ranging reforms we have undergone in the last decade or so. We'll start with the K-12 or the Enhanced Basic Education Act, Republic Act 1053, 12 years ago, Mr. President. And we'll go to the Free College Tuition or the UACTEA, Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, or bilang pagpapatupad po sa ating saligang batas na nagsasabing complementary po ang papel na ginagampanan ng ating mga public at weathered storms in previous years and are trying now to are now trying their best to keep their heads up amidst this pandemic. Yung nabanggit po ng ating chair, Senator Cayetano, yung 25% na pinapataw po sa kanila would represent a 150% increase and might be the final nail in the coffin of many schools, especially in the provinces. And this should not be, mawawalan din po na their upstream or downstream. Uno po ni Senator Pia, pinapahirapan din ito ang recovery effort ng bansa, lalong-lalo na ang pagbalik sa normal ng ating sistemang edukasyon. We thank the BIR and the DOF for finally retreating or at least withdrawing that controversial revenue regulation. And we thank the Secretary of Finance for prompting us to, or even supporting, going as far as supporting this bill. And as we said, the bill is simple. It clarifies the rate under the National Internal Revenue Code as amended by CREATE, 1% from July 2020 to June 30, 2023, and 10% henceforth shall apply to all proprietary educational institutions. This would just be enacting, in fact, the status quo since 1968, Mr. President. And we believe that the cases invoked, I think there are 2 cases, are not in point, means Chair, Senator Pia. And again, we thank our colleagues, Chair Pia, Senate President Pro Temp Recto, Majority Floor Leader Zubiri, Chair Villanueva, Chair Gatchalian, Senators Binay, Po, Gordon, Pangilinan, Hontiveros, Pacquiao, Revilla, Villar, and the part measure last month.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, also to co-sponsor the measure is our distinguished colleague from the great province of Bulacan.